we all hope to grow old and die. We all hope to see our children, for those that want to toe the path of having children, but basically, we all want to grow old, healthy, and then die. Unfortunately, certain things cut our lives short, and it is said that the person died suddenly. So for more on sudden death, please do stay tuned and reason with me. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. To my old subscribers, I'm glad you keep tuning in, and to my potential new subscribers, I am happy. I appreciate that you've tuned into this video. Hopefully my content will be interesting enough for you to keep coming back. Please do like my videos, share it with your friends, and communicate with me in the comment section. For the new subscribers and for those watching this as their first video, I would like to tell you that this channel is basically about health, from preventing illness to managing any illness that comes our way. Thank you for tuning in. In my last video, I talked about brain aneurysm and how I lost a friend recently on May 6th on brain aneurysm. So it has prompted me to talk about sudden death, to give an overview about sudden death, because definitely brain aneurysm is one cause of sudden death. So today I am here to talk about sudden death. Now, what is sudden death? Again, like I said earlier, everybody wants to grow old and die. However, it doesn't work that way. Every living thing has the potential to die. Whether it is a newborn, whether it was just a zygote in the womb, embryo, anything that have life will die. But what are these things that causes us to die suddenly? These are the things that we are going to be discussing today. Where I come from, a Nigerian and an Igbo girl from the southeast Nigeria, we tend to blame sudden death to witches and wizards. Like, many people will not hear anything once somebody dies. Once somebody is not up to 90 or 80 years old and the person dies, automatically someone is going to be accused of the person's death. Either they blame witches, they blame wizards, or they could blame the neighbor, mother-in-law, father-in-law. They have a list of people that they blame for this death. Hopefully, we are going to see some of the things that could make us die earlier than planned. Generally, we have the ones that everybody knows. Accidents. It can be road accidents, it can be air, by train, however the accident occurs. This one, everybody knows that once you have an accident, you could have an accident and die. We also have accidents from domestic violence. You see, people in my point of view would say no touching. Once it comes to misunderstanding, I stand by no to violence. Don't touch. That's what I preach. Even if someone beats you, don't beat back. If you can run away, run away. Even if the person pins you to the wall, I would advise you to push the person gently aside. Do whatever you can to get away from the situation. Don't engage in a fight like beat me, I beat you. Because domestic violence is one sure way that people die suddenly. An accident is always a careless behavior. Somebody was careless before it happens, whether be it in the home or on the street. Another cause of sudden death is murder. Be it homicide, be it suicide, whether you kill yourself or someone killed you. All of them are sudden death. We also have death from choking, where people have eaten food and then it's not moving down, obstructing their airways, and they lose oxygen and die. We also have food poisoning, which is very controversial, because once somebody has eaten food from your house or from a restaurant and the person gets food poisoning, once they mention food poisoning, everybody is thinking, oh, maybe somebody has intentionally put something in the food for the person. No, food poisoning could very well be salmonella from contamination. But all these things can kill us quickly. I am just trying to make us aware of these things, because ignorance is not bliss. The more you know, the better you will run your life. The more careful you become with the way you go about your daily business. Sex, again, is one thing that we have seen a lot of it on social media, leading people to their early grave. We see, sometimes when it happens between people who are not married, people tend to say that the gods are angry, or that they got what they deserve, or they are getting punishment from Magoon or something. But we've also seen it happen between married people. So the fact still remains that sex, as good and as beautiful as it is still something that could send us to our early grave, especially if we already have an existing heart problem, or we have something that could be triggered by it. And sometimes these people are taking some enhancement drugs to help them perform better. So the more you are aware, the more careful you become. It is very important that we form the habit of going to the hospital, asking the right questions, and doing the right screening, so that we'll be sure that our hearts are okay, our brains are functioning well. Then, apart from these accidents that we know, there are other medical problems that could make us to die. Some of them we were born with them, like congenital issues. Some people are born with hole in their heart, or with one. It always has to do with the heart, the lungs. Once you have a problem with these two places, you cannot breathe and you're not having enough oxygen in your brain. Things are going to go wrong and you could just die like that. And we have the cases of hemorrhage, like the aneurysm that I talked about in my previous video. Because once it bursts, once there is a blood vessel rupturing in your brain or in your lungs, you're going. Some people do survive it, but when that happens, we are going. I think it is safe to say that the more we accept that we are not living this world alive, the better for us. The more then we'll be able to think about it and then be more careful, so that we'll at least live long enough before we die. Some people would tell you that what will be will be. No, it is not true. The more we know, the better we live. And that is the bane of my video. Generally, I don't see death as a bad thing. I actually see death as a relief from all the hassles of this world, a relief from sickness. As a healthcare assistant, I see what sickness can do to people. So death is like a rest, rest from the sickness, from illness, and from, exhaustion from aging. However, sudden death is something that nobody, not even me, would ever pray for or wish for. It is devastating, and that is why it is very good for us to be aware, so that we will know how to live our lives to reduce our risk to sudden death. In summary, this video is all about creating awareness on sudden death. We need to know that there are things that could cut our lives short. We need to be more careful to avoid accidents. We need to stay away from any form of violence, especially the physical violence. We need to do our screening, visit the hospitals, and then make sure that we are doing the right tests and asking the right questions. These can at least reduce our risk to sudden death. Thank you for watching. Please like my video, share it, and please subscribe.